Is it me? It doesn't turn that much. I mean, the authority of the front wheel is not that much.
There should be a
Or
key
the
binding for. Let's see. It says I'm streaming, but offline. There
nose
we go.
wheel steering. That's it. That
Yeah,
might be it.
there's a nose wheel steering. I don't know if I have that one down. I generally fine.
Yeah, I mean it's steerable. I don't really need it, but
And I'm actually pull this up on my phone so I can see chat well.
streaming seems too complicated to me. If you have to do it right with chat and people will interrupt you and so on. I'm already distracted enough.
Yeah. We'll see. I probably won't pay attention to chat. Okay, some last keybinds, and then we can get in the air. It's nice to have a weapon change keybind, so you'll notice I gave us 4 AIM 120Cs, 2 7s, and 2 9s. Realistically, on modern, you would be doing 6 AIM 120Cs and 2 9s, or you can go all the way up to 8 AIM 120Cs. I like having the heaters as backup, personally. Um, the AIM 7s are just to show some Fox 1 stuff. The and then if you switch between them, you should hear the tone, and then you'll see your AIM 120Cs have a dashed ring, so that's your Fox 3. Your AIM 7 should have a solid ring, that's your Fox 1s. And then, yeah, that should be all the
So
weapons.
for weapons change. Weapon change. Which one is this one? I've already bound to something. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. It's just one. It's not there. You cannot select have a direct selection of one type of missile.
Yeah, it's just the one. I think there is a binding that allows you to switch which missile of the ones you have selected. I just never use it. I let it auto-select.
So when I see 52 miles, M2M, and A4C, that's the. Is this
Uh,
the missile code or what is it? When I change
yeah,
when I've
yeah.
changed.
So, I forget what A4C stands for. I think that is just the missile code.
Yeah, I think I have 52M actually is the seeker because I hear the tone. So
Yeah,
52M
okay.
seeker. Where is the? Ah no, it's M2M. So the two A4C and 52M. Okay, that's the missile code. No, it's MA because I have four. You said that we have four. Uh,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's A for AIM
but I see now. You
120C.
know what? I'm done. But I see them. It's easier to just look down.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I generally, what I do use this screen for on the HUD is more the Mach. So right below the A4CM, you'll see the like 0.100. That's our
Yeah.
Mach number. And I generally fly this
Okay.
plane in terms of Mach and not knots. So that's when I'm talking about going to zero point 0.9 Mach. That's where you're at. All right. Let's get airborne, and we can talk
Yeah.
talk radio.
In the chat it says that we are quiet. I don't know if it doesn't
Um,
hear us
let's see, if you're quiet,
because
I
we are
can
only talking.
turn up my desktop audio, and if I'm quiet, there's not a lot I can do because my microphone is at its limit. Alpha is quiet, you're booming in comparison. Oh,
Okay.
okay, I'll turn down my desktop audio. Any better
Stream is
now?
good.
Test, 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 test.
I hear you
Let
the
me
same
make
as before.
sure my microphone is coming from the correct audio device. Mic aux.
But in Discord, I hear you very well.
Okay. Yeah, it could be that my source is like my camera. Let's see, I can manage. Don't worry about me. Okay. Let me just do one last check for audio. Nope, it is the correct device. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I'll try and speak up a bit, and if we need to turn me down in Discord, I can. So, back to DCS. Okay.
I'm just waiting here on the runway.
Sweet.
I'm on the left side.
Yeah. I'll join you. I'll take off slightly in front, and then we can talk radar modes while we're in the
Springfield 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 176, for 130 at 15,000, cold.
I do recommend, so this plane can get a little squirrely on takeoff, so if you have a chance to straighten out, if you need to like roll forward to make sure you're going straight, I would definitely do it. And then I come to a complete stop. You can hot take off, but I kind of prefer the brake to take off.
Yeah.
So
I'm right on your. Yeah, I'm on your.
cool.
8 o'clock.
So then you want to really slowly roll up your throttle to 85%, and we can just hold it there.
Where is the percentage? Is there a percent or something, or is it only
Yeah,
on the
so
stick?
it's the RPM gauge is right below your RWR.
Okay, 80%. I'm there. Yeah.
Yep. So at 85, I'll then release brakes. So one releasing brakes, and then I'm gonna gently roll into the throttle, 95, 96.
You release
You
brake,
should
and now
hear-
you also accelerate. Now you put more.
Yep. And then I'm watching my speed, and as we hit around 100, we want to pull back about 2/3, try not to strike the tail. And then we should both be up, gears up.
Up.
And then
gears
I'm
up,
gonna nose back down.
nose down.
And you don't want to hit anything, but you want to go level, and we're trying to hit our numbers here. So I'm aiming for 0.9 Mach. Feel bad for the citizens of the city below us, but we're...
So you're full afterburner.
Yep, full afterburner. Stay in there the whole time.
Yeah. They must really like this airport.
Yep. So now I hit 0.9 Mach. I'm going to start my climb, and I'm going to pull for about 30 degrees. You can go a little higher. It's whatever you can maintain 0.9 Mach at.
40 degrees, 40, huh?
30,
Okay.
30.
30.
And technically I'm at like 3.7, but my Mach is dropping pretty
When
quick,
you
so
say you aim with you aim for 30 degrees with your vector or with your nose?
Vector. Yeah, I'll call things out in terms of vector. So I've decreased now. I'm at about 22 degrees. I'm just trying to maintain 0.9 in the climb. And if you get a chance, I do recommend looking off to your side. It's very fun on this rocket ride.
Yes.
Alright, looking back at my HUD, we're hitting 26,000 feet.
23 and 091. Still I can pull up a little bit.
Yeah, and I've actually got a decrease, hitting
You're-
30.
You're
I should be
way
entering the
higher than
cons
me.
now.
Yeah.
This is the other nice thing is you enter into the con, so it's easier to track your wing. And and I'm just gently lowering my nose as I get closer and closer. Our level out is probably around 37. It's basically the maximum speed that this plane will let you get while climbing at 0.9.
Yeah, I'm a little bit slower than 0.9. I'm on 0.89 right
Yep.
now.
So feel free to just drop your nose a little more aggressively then.
Yeah, I'm at 5 degrees nose up altitude, 092 and 46,000 right now.
Cool.
Springfield 1, Overlord,
So I'm
1
right
see.
behind you actually, in your contrail.
140 at 2,500.
Sweet. So I've leveled out. I'm a little below 37. I'm between 365 and 37. Feel free to just fully level out.
Okay, level out. You level always with only with the vector, huh? So you speak when you say you speak out. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still full afterburner.
Still full afterburner. I dropped a mills to let you catch up, but I'm gonna go back to full afterburner. So now, we had a bra call, so it was 160 for 60, I think. So I would recommend putting your mode to beyond visual range, and then we're gonna gently turn towards 160.
Beyond visual range is the one with the large circle. I don't remember.
Yeah, it should be.
I'm on your back. I'm about 250 meters behind you. I'm slowing down now.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and initiate a slightly harder turn since you can see me. So we're
What's
gonna
your speed?
1.14 Mach. And I'm
So you
full
said
burner.
which one is the mode, because I'm not sure which one it is.
It should be beyond visual range. 2 on your keyboard if you want to get to it quick.
Yeah, okay. I dropped a little bit my speed. Sorry, I have to catch up.
All good. Okay. First thing about our radar, so the call was 160. We could technically stop at 180. We've got a 180-degree cone that we can see in front of us. So I'm actually going to straighten out. I'm at about 175 here. And we're going to try and pick them up. If you're flying in a two-ship like this, I actually like to keep the entire enemy fight to my left. And the main reason for this is it allows me to keep my situational awareness and use a smaller radar field of view. So, let's see. Let's hold on this like roughly 175 turn. You're still behind me?
Yeah, behind you a little bit.
Okay.
I lost a little bit, but I'm not far away.
All good. So first thing, we're gonna boost our radar and go out to 160 miles. So you can move your TDC cursor to the top to do that, or you can have a bind. I have both, or I often use both. It just sort of depends on which situation I'm in.
Yeah, okay. Well, I have a bind for that, okay. So how much do we have to go to what?
So I go all the way to 160. We will generally pick up targets at around 100.
106 is the number at the top right corner of the radar. Okay,
yeah, top right. You'll pick up targets about 85, so you can leave your TDC cursor close to the center once you get there. We won't be able to see things at 160 unless they're, very big. If you're going after bombers, you might pick it up earlier. Sorry.
Yeah, I already see the 29. That's the SU-27, I think. No, so you're saying.
Yeah, the 29 on EWR. So
yeah, exactly.
Their radar is out and pinging us, and we can't see them on our radar yet. So some symbology. Off to the left, you'll see your altitude. So this is the max altitude you're scanning at your current cursor. So we want to paint our targets with this. I know, because I built the mission, that our targets are 15,000 feet. In general, on contention, I'm trying to match my targets with EWR calls. So I will change my elevation to be pointing in the direction that they are. You'll notice in this time I've been talking, we've gone up to Mach 1.6. So we are
Yes.
very
I
fast.
see you, but I don't see you. I don't see your contrail anymore. Did you?
Yep. I've been in a gentle climb on accident here. That's not entirely a bad thing, and I just left the cons. If you want, I can dive below them. In a real sortie,
No.
I actually do continue to climb, and I'll climb up to like 48,000. But
Actually, I still see your dot, but
Yeah.
I'm climbing a little bit. I'm Mach 165
Okay.
right now, so
Yeah,
I can
I'm
climb a little bit.
Mach 175, so I will also climb. You will actually
What's the
be
Mach?
able to climb up to like 7 degrees and maintain this Mach. Once you're past
Okay.
transonic, which is about Mach 1.2, you can climb transonic.
Okay, I'm now at about 2.5 degrees. You say I can climb a little bit more aggressive.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can
I try
put your
5
nose to
degrees.
Yeah, I would say vector to 5 degrees, your wings to like 7 degrees.
Yeah, that's about
Overlord,
that close.
1-1. Springfield, 1. Request bogey dope.
Alright, let's see if there are any planes left in the
Springfield,
sky.
1. Overlord, 1-1.
Nope, they all got shot
So,
down by the
so
Roland.
do you use the overload as well on
Overlord,
in
1-1.
contention or
Nosy,
not?
1.
Or do you
Request
just use
bogey dope.
the normal contention overload?
I mainly use the normal one, I just use the picture, and what I do is I try and associate things that are on the picture with things that are on my scope. So I'm trying to get things on my scope and say, okay, that target is this Brock Hall. That target is this Brock Hall. And unfortunately, all of the MiG-29s are gone at the moment, or it's showing that it's clean. So let me zoom out and look at the map. Okay, there are Su-27 still, so I don't know why it called picture clean.
I see the 29 on my RWR.
Yeah, they're on RWR. One of them is actually hot with us. So 142 for 60, Angels 4 is what they're at right now. So lower your scope to 80, and then lower your altitude to pretty low. I'd probably do like, I've got 23 and 0. And then
25 and 0. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Okay. I have one of them on my screen. So right now we're in interleaf PRF. So you see we've got high and medium going back and forth. I recommend switching to track while scan.
I don't understand what you just said.
Okay. So interleave is essentially, it's a scanning pattern for our radar. High PRF is better at finding targets that are hot to you. Medium PRF is better for cold. Interleave is the default. So it is just whatever it needs to do, it does. And you'll notice we're scanning the whole 120 degrees. So it's making it harder for our radar to pick up these targets. You see, actually, they just disappeared off my scope again. In part because, let's see, did they just turn around? Yeah, they're slightly notching us right now. So if we switch instead to track while scan, do you have a quick keybind for that?
Don't think so. Option, so that would be. You said what's the? What should I look for?
Track while scan is the one that I would look for. I also just ditched tanks. Yeah, they've gone cold from us.
RWS, TWS, would that be?
Yep, TWS. So range while scan is the default. Track while scan is what I actually use to lock most of my opponents. Oh, they're landing.
Yeah, we stood quite a lot of time speaking with the
It's all good. We might actually want to do some ground radar school here. Okay, so I made a very aggressive turn. I'm now diving at about Mach 2 to 1-3. And I can see 2 of them on scope. 3 of them on scope.
So what's your direction right now?
131.
don't see them.
diving.
I see something. Yeah, I
Yeah,
see something.
I'm in the cons, diving at them fast.
Too. So if I select one on radar, it's
Yeah, so you should be able to lock more than one of them if you can see more than one of them. Right
no,
now,
I
a lot of
cannot.
them are in a notch to us, so you might not be able to see all of them.
Not sure about my lock keybind. Target
Just
lock.
launched
Okay,
on
but I
two.
cannot lock. So if it's not locking, it's because it's not good enough. One is locked. Okay.
Yeah, you might not have a good enough track. Once we get close enough, you can also switch to the ACM modes, which will auto lock for you.
ACM. It's which number on the?
Uh,
the-
6,
I haven't
7,
launched that. I
8.
think.
That's terrifying, because I've just shot down 3, so I don't know which the last one is. Pop up 120 for 2 at 3,000.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Alright. Let's reset the mission. We can talk about radar real quick, and then...
Yeah, I really have to you really have to explain the radar.
Yeah. I can do a lot of explaining on the ground, probably.
So I will. I don't know what happens if I restart the mission from the server. I think I
might have to just rejoin, is all.
yeah, I will do a leave server as well here. And
Yeah.
use the other because it's my old gaming PC that I'm using as a server.
The
right
other
now.
thing I can do real quick, whiteboard. It's downloaded. Open whiteboard.
Server is restarted and
Okay.
in pause. It's paused until we join.
Excellent.
So it should be good.
Alright, do you see this whiteboard on my screen now?
1 second, I'm not looking at. I'm on another computer right now.
Okay,
1 second. Now I'm on the correct computer. Where do you are looking? What?
So if you want to look at my screen, I can show the radar here real quick.
On your where are you? Your Twitch, you mean?
Yeah, the Twitch stream.
Do you have a link to your Twitch somewhere?
Yeah, I linked it, I believe, in event chat.
Event chat, event. Ah, yeah. But I will remove the audio.
Okay, so... Sorry, I'm streaming on an ultra wide. Okay, so here's our radar screen. We have our wings somewhere, so we're in a bank. So these things are our wings. And you have our TDC cursor, which looks like this, and we can move it all around, right? So I'm gonna delete the TDC cursor. By default, we are in range while scan mode. So range while scan, you can only lock one target at a time. It is a single target track, so an STT lock. And once you've locked it, it'll disappear all the other contacts from your screen. You can use this to launch AIM-120Cs, and you can sometimes acquire better locks using this. In general, the radar also starts out, you'll see down in the lower left-hand corner, high and then medium. And it'll switch between these two constantly. And then on the bottom, you'll see a bunch of...
That's what I... Yeah.
Yep. On the bottom, you'll see a bunch of notches like this. And then you'll see a caret. I can't remember if it's up or down. And this caret is moving back and forth across this. So
yes.
In real life, so if I zoom out, what this is doing is this B scope is actually covering this huge area. And so each of these little notches is a slice of this pie up here that the system is scanning. So it's lines that are going all the way out this way. And so by default, we're in this huge 120-degree scan. So if you're trying to see everything, you can leave it in this mode and you'll get a decent picture of where everything is. And then, this goes out to our range, so 160. And then the last thing is you'll see there are 4 bars here, and there's another caret that is going up and down on these 4 bars. So it's scanning left to right and up and down in this region, covering this whole 120-degree region. What we want to do is we want to actually find things that are threats to us. So what we're looking for are things at a specific elevation. So in our case, we're looking for planes at 15,000 feet. So we might want to set this to be, say, 0 to 30. And within a shooting solution, so let's say within 80 miles. Where's my eraser? So we're going to erase 160. We'll set this to 80. And then we don't really care about things that are cold to us. So we might not want to use medium. One of the ways that we can get rid of medium is we can change this to be high only. And the keybind for that, once I rejoin your server.
I have to rejoin as well, but we can. Maybe you know what? Let me rejoin as well.
Oh. Refresh Anarchy. You said it's paused.
Yeah, it's paused until we join. Somebody join.
Oh, until someone joins. Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably fine.
Yeah, it should be good. I mean.
Yeah. Join blue. Join. Take off. 1, 3. Okay. Fly. Okay, so we can actually just look at the scope for this. So by default on the ground, the radar won't start or won't let you turn it on. You can trick it by switching to an ACM mode. So for me, I've got it bound, all the ACM modes bound, but you can hit like 4, and you'll notice your radar comes up.
Yeah.
And you should see 10-mile range and then like an arbitrary altitude, depending on what the ACM mode is. And then if you switch to beyond visual range, it should put the screen back on.
Beyond visual range is 2.
2.
Keybind, I don't remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now
I have the radar with.
Now we can mess around with the radar a bit with it on the screen. So let me go keybinds to adjust controls. So some things I have keybind. So radar pulse repeat frequency select. So I have that bound on a 5-way hat, because there are several other functions that are useful to be able to quickly answer.
Okay, but it's one of the, because I see only one. It's not a 5. It's only one.
So it's only one. There are a couple other things I have bound on here. For me, like back on my 5-way switch is the pulse repeat. And then you'll see a 2 switch. That 2 is, sorry, I alt-tabbed out of DCS on accident. I also have, adjust controls, predicted target range increase and decrease bound to this.
Okay, you put that up and down, I suppose?
Yep, up and down.
So wait, and the same. So decrease down.
And then the last one I have on this is radar RWR TWS. And then I use the center as my weapon change, but
The
you can use that
radar.
for
So
whatever you want.
because if I look for TWS, I have radar, return to search, and TWS, radar, RWS, TWS mode select, or unlock TWS target. That's the only thing I see
Okay,
when I look at
mode select is the one you want.
mode select. Okay.
Okay, so now let's look at our scope again. There we go. It's like, why is my TWS? Okay, so you'll notice right now your scope should most likely be in interleave. So you should be doing like one high, one medium. Actually, mine is not doing that right now.
It was something else because I messed with it. I think.
Yeah,
I was.
mine is too. All right, so let's lock it into. I'm gonna do TWS. So see if we can reset it. Medium. No. All right, I don't know how to get back to interleaf right now.
I'm in high right now because I
Okay.
switched the mode there.
So high is actually probably good. So if we're looking for hot targets, we generally want to be in high. So if you're trying to maximize the range at which you can get a lock, you want to go to high. And then if you do decrease range to target, I don't know why they call it this. It doesn't actually do what it says in the label. You'll notice our scan width is much smaller now. So instead of 120 degrees, it's down to 60 degrees. And then if you move your TDC cursor left and right, we can move the direction that we're scanning.
Okay, so you orientate the dish like that.
Yeah, so this is you're moving the dish. So
Okay, yeah.
I like keeping it in this smaller mode, and then what I do is I try and put the entire fight on one side of my canopy. Because generally I'm flying out in a way where I'm flying in a like one versus many scenario. So in order for me to keep the most situational awareness, I want to keep the entire fight off to, say, my left, or the entire fight off to my right. And then I just leave the scope parked there, and then I can focus more on the things that matter, like the elevation and where my TDC cursor is. High will let you see all the hot targets, but when I go to lock someone, I will generally prefer to keep them in trackwell scan. So let's go ahead and switch to trackwell scan.
That is which keybind you said?
For me, it's
It's
forward on my
TUS.
flyway.
When it's
Yeah,
it's
TWS
TWS.
mode select.
Yeah,
It should be
okay.
RWS/TWS mode select.
I only have but now it has selected it's TWS, and if I re-click it, it's high. So it's this one, no TWS.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this is actually the correct one. So you just want to leave it in TWS. So it will switch between track while scan and range while scan. So if you go back to range while scan, it'll put it in whatever your last configured mode is, so high or medium.
Okay.
Okay.
But so what you said, when do you use TWS in this case?
Almost always. So TWS is actually my main radar mode in this play. And the reason why is it gives you the direction that your opponent is facing, and it also assigns an altitude to your opponent. So
Okay, yeah.
you'll see once we're up in the air and we're flying at our enemies, you'll see a vector. That vector is where they are pointing. And then you'll see a number, and that number is their angels. So it'll be, angels 1 or angels 15 or whatever. And then I basically am constantly referencing between that and my EWR call from contention, and I'm trying to say, okay, this target is this EWR call. So they are, an F-16. Okay, an F-16 is a high threat target to me because they also have AIM-120Cs. Oh, this target is an Su-25. This is a low threat target to me because they've only got heat-seeking missiles. So the chance that they can hit me is low. And you can lock targets in TWS without them knowing. So if you lock someone in TWS, you can't launch Fox 1s on them. You have to have a single target track to launch a Fox 1.
Okay.
But you can launch a Fox 3. And they won't get a missile notification until that missile goes pitbull. So
Okay, so it's not a radar lock so because for yeah, okay.
yeah.
Fox One, they would hear the radar lock as well, no? But in this case, no.
Fox 1, if you go to a single target track, they will hear the radar lock. And so
Yeah.
their RWR will start lighting up of, hey, someone's locking you, you're about to get launched on. Fox 3, the only thing that does the locking is the missile itself. And even in Fox 1 gameplay, I will often lock multiple targets in Trackwell Scan and follow them in until I get close enough in my timeline to where I want to launch. So from, say, 45 to 15 miles, I will leave them locked in Trackwell Scan, and then when you lock someone a second time, it'll switch to single target track, and then you can launch your Fox 1. And so I will wait until I'm at, say, 15 miles when I'm in my Fox 1 timeline to do that second lock, so I'm still giving them the least amount of time. But what they don't know is, like, I've been tracking them the whole time. I know what maneuvers they've been doing. I can tell if they're hot to me, if they're slightly, like, flank left, flank right, and it allows me to maintain situational awareness of the whole fight until I go for my push to do my launch and, drive the missile in. So I mainly use Trackwell Scan, and I will only switch to the other methods if it's, if I'm not detecting something in Trackwell Scan. So what are cases where that can be the case? One is if you're trying to detect beyond 80 meters or 80 miles, I'll switch into high PRF. And I'll see if I can pick someone up in that mode. If my opponent has gone cold and I want to watch them to see if they've turned around, Trackwell Scan might not be able to pick them up because Trackwell Scan uses interleave by default. So I might want to switch to medium PRF to see if I can get them. So those are areas where I consider using the other radar modes. But most of the time I'm in Trackwell Scan, and I'm more than willing to lock people because I know they're not going to get a notification about it. Because from their RWR's perspective, Trackwell Scan looks like high PRF. So you show up on their RWR as in, like, you're painting them but not locking them.
Okay.
And then, once again, if you're trying to build situational awareness, Trackwell Scan, you notice it's limited to our 60-degree cone. Maybe you want to go back to 120 degree. So you leave Trackwell Scan and then increase your range. And you'll go back to, your whole 120 degree scan. So once you've done your launch, you've gone cold, you've turned around, you want to reestablish everything. Where is the battle in front of me? You can switch back to the full mode. And then
Actually, when I go in TWS, it reduces to 60 degrees the scope. Is this
Yep.
normal?
Yeah, that is intentional. Okay. And it's because of the way Trackwell Scan works. It can only scan a smaller region.
Okay.
I think in BMS, like Falcon BMS, the F-15C Trackwell Scan is only 30 degrees, so it's an even smaller region.
Okay.
But we get 60 degrees. So. Okay, so those are all the beyond visual range combat modes. I want to briefly talk about the within visual range ones. So I mentioned, so I believe it's 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all modes, ACM modes. I actually also have all of the radar modes bound onto another 5-way hat. So if you have a spare 5-way hat, you can do it. If not, you can reach up and quickly hit the buttons.
So this would be binding for, you said, the modes, no? So air-to-air, closer combat bore mode, and longitudinal missile, no?
Yep.
These 4.
Yeah. So let me pull out my bindings real quick. So close air, let's see. So I have air-to-air beyond visual range bound. I think I have this. See, I have this as left on my 5-way switch.
Okay, let's put it left. Okay.
Yeah, you can put it wherever. The reason I did that one left is because this is my favorite ACM mode, is vertical scan mode. I have that one to like towards me or up. And then for bore mode, I believe I have that as just pressing. Yep, pressing the 5-way switch. And then longitudinal flood mode, I have as down.
Yeah. I have something similar now. Okay, good.
Cool. So, let's talk about ACM modes. So ACM modes, they only scan within 10 miles. So if you have someone who is at 20 miles from you, you're not going to pick them up with this. But if they're at 12 miles and you're both hot towards each other, you can consider switching to these ACM modes and you might be able to auto-lock them. My personal favorite is the vertical scan mode. So did the server lag or is it just me?
They don't have server lag.
Okay,
But I'm in the same room as my server, so I suppose I won't have much lag.
Oop.
But you're also
okay, DCS
seeing,
just crashed for me, that's all.
DCS crashed.
Yeah, my DCS crashed, but I'll be able to restart it and I can describe the modes. So the vertical scan mode, this is useful in a number of ways. So it essentially reduces your beam to like a 5-degree beam, and it tries to scan as high vertically as it can. So you'll notice on your screen that it probably says something along the lines of like 13 to 34. So it's scanning the entire vertical column in front of your airplane. This is very useful for us because let's say you're in a lag pursuit 2-circle dogfight. So you're behind someone in a 2-circle, but you don't have them locked. You can switch to this mode, and as long as that line crosses whatever dot you're focusing on that's above you, it'll lock them. If there's something in front of you that you can see because you're within visual range, you've got a spotting dot, you can do the vertical scan, you can roll your plane pretty aggressively, and it'll auto lock it for you. So it's one of the best auto lock functions in my personal opinion. So it's the one I kind of default to the most. Let's go next to bore mode. So pressing on the 5-way hat. Bore mode is useful for if you have someone kind of in your HUD in the center, you want to like quickly lock them and get your single target track, and for whatever reason you couldn't find them on your radar, you can just press that button and it'll auto lock them. The area that I use bore sight mode the most in is your aim 9s can be slaved to your radar. And so if you want your aim 9 to like quickly pick someone up and you don't want to drag the super small bore mode to them, you can use the larger bore mode to get the radar lock, and then your aim 120 will point towards them, and you can very quickly get your heater onto your opponent. So that's where I use that one the most. Flood mode, I tend to not use as much, but it can be useful if you're in a SAR-H environment. So you're using aim 7s, and someone, for whatever reason, causes you to lose a lock. So you maneuver too hard and your plane breaks the lock because the mechanical limits of your radar can't keep up. Your opponent notches you. All of these can cause your Fox 1 to lose lock. And once your Fox 1 loses lock, it is otherwise a dead missile. But you can use it just like you would use, say, the F4 flood mode. You can switch to flood mode and just keep the opponent within that big circle that you see on the screen. And your Fox 1 can reacquire a flood mode lock. And so as they're exiting the notch on your missile, it may be able to reacquire them and get a kill. So I've done this once or twice. I've seen Tricker do it. So it is a very useful thing to have on a HOTAS 5-way switch for that like one very specific scenario. I can't say that I use it all the time, but it is something that I use occasionally. So
Okay.
those are the ACM modes, and like I said, the like up towards me, the vertical line scan. That's the one that I tend to use the most, because usually if I've made it to the merge, I'm within that 10 mile radius. Something's probably gone wrong, and I haven't found them on my radar. They haven't been locked, and I just need to very quickly reacquire them. I switch to that mode.
Okay, good.
One last way to acquire people is the cannon mode. So by default, this is C on the keyboard. I have it bound. If you have a 2-stage trigger, you can bind it on the first stage. Or I have a separate binding where I've got like a secondary 2-stage trigger where I have the cannon bound. And you'll notice that brings up a little...
I mean, not the cannon when you fire, you mean cannon something, so there is a cannon mode, you know.
Yeah,
you
there's
mean.
a cannon mode. Let me see if I press it. Okay, it is literally called cannon. And then weapon fire is the actual gun. The cannon...
Yeah, I've put in my, yeah.
Will scan, I believe it's a 30 degree by 40 degree bubble in front of your nose. And so anything that ends up in that region will get locked, and then you'll see the pipper will actually jump to a position in space, and that's your like gun sight lead. And it's very, very accurate. If you put the center of your gun sight lead on your opponent, you will probably land some shots. There are some oddities where if you're beyond the max range of the cannon, it can occasionally lock them, and you'll have what looks like a firing solution, and then it'll jump away from them. That's because you're actually entering into the like viable cannon range, and so you might need to like reacquire from there.
Uzi 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 172.
All right. Let's see if any of the planes are still alive or if they're landing. And
Yeah,
we might need
yeah,
to
or
reset.
if we have to reset it again, otherwise.
Okay, the Su-25s are still alive, so if you want to take off and scramble for them, the Su-27s are still alive. So if you want to scramble and take off, we can see if we can pick them up before they go landing.
You know what? Otherwise, we just reset the mission. We were here talking a lot. I think I'll just, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's just leave again. I'll just reset the mission 1 second.
Cool, no worries.
So then we can test the mission.
Yeah.
So I can die horribly like before without understanding. It was really like content, you know. You die horribly. You don't know why. And
Yeah, it's
and
definitely...
in the meantime, you have other people like Alpha Kill who does 3 kills in the same time. So let's restart. So it's restarting.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a lot to learn, and I will say, like, my early sorties were exactly what happened to you. I got slapped by a missile. I didn't know they were locking me because it was a Fox 3 or an R27 ET, and I was just dead, and I didn't understand why. So I learned the hard way, which was mostly in multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, I've already learned that lesson a lot of time. Now I would like maybe can learn something how to avoid that. Should be up again.
Yep. Sweet. I see it. Yeah. Next time I'll add triggers. I've never designed a mission before, so I was just going with the bare bones.
I mean, it's a big work making missions. It's really so in the server should be there. Okay. Oh, it was scrambling. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a true scramble because I'm not going to do a hot roll, but we will get in the air. All of the planes, they're set to take off from a runway as well, so they're also functionally scrambling. So we've got some time. And we go very, very fast, so I'm going to take the right side of the runway again.
Okay. Passing behind you in a second.
Sweet. So I'm lined up straight, and I'm just going to try and give you as much room as you need. So slowly roll forward until I see you on the runway.
I'm lining up slowly.
Okay.
So I am lined up.
Okay, decreasing to idle, brakes on.
I'm idle brakes on as well.
Okay. So pushing throttle up to 85, keeping the brakes on. Okay, 87, releasing brakes and rolling onto the throttle into full afterburner.
Release brakes.
Okay, 100 degrees, 2/3 back. Try not to tail strike, but gotta give it a little lift. 150, takeoff, positive rate, wheels up. And nosing down to about 2 degrees here.
Wheels up. Nose down 2 degrees altitude.
Okay. And we're aiming for Mach 9. Go ahead and turn your radar on and put it in beyond visual range. And I'm even kind of gently climbing here, going back down to 2 degrees. Mach 0.8. 0.9, pulling into the climb.
9, putting it to the climb as well.
Alright, I'm going for 32 degrees, 35 degrees. Alright, I'm losing speed at 35, so I'm going to slowly nose down to about 30. And I'm just going to hold at 30.
I think that I'm messing around with my radar. So what was it to go? Ah, come on.
So right now I've just got it in beyond
How
visual range.
do you start the radar without anything else? I mean,
I. Or you can use one of the ACM range and it'll auto start your radar.
I tried that, but it was because I'm still 30 degree altitude. I'm going 235. Where are you?
Okay, I'm just entered the cons. You're a little above me because I've been rolling out my nose a bit to keep my speed.
Yeah.
Okay, 33.
For some reason I don't see my speed on the
You're probably not in beyond visual range mode then.
this one here. Visual, VST, no.
Uzi 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra
So the
175,
ACM mode beyond visual.
170 at 15,000
Yeah, it's mode 2. It should be, I think it's BVR
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, okay. I was a little bit slow. Okay, I'm leveling off. Radar 160.
Yeah. So we're at 37,000. We just got a call for a bra 175 for 180. So we'll go out to 160 on our scanner. We won't be able to see anyone. And then let's go ahead and turn to pure pursuit. So 180.
Overlord 1-1, Springfield 1, request picture.
And just watch your AOA in these turns. We're at a very high altitude, so you can very quickly get to stall conditions, just because there's not a lot of air up here to keep us up.
Additional group at Bulls 196, 460 at 15,000. Additional group at Bulls 196, 460 at 15,000. Additional group at Bulls 196 470 at 15,000.
What's your heading?
Going for 180.
You are going a little bit down again because you were out of contrails and now you're again in
Yeah. So I'm going down to build up my speed again since we just did a big turn. Where I have my, let's see, I've got my vector set to like 2 degrees negative, which is about wings level, and I'm trying to bust through transonic.
Okay.
So right now, so they're calling 130. We're still not going to be able to see people. We got to wait for them to get in. Okay. We've got to wait for them to get a little closer, so we have time to focus on our flight profile. I'm going to switch to TWS mode and drag it off to the left.
Okay.
So they're calling 150. We're facing 180, so 60 degrees left. We should still be able to pick them up with our radar fully left.
Okay.
All right. Mach 1.3, so I'm aiming for Mach 1.4 or 5. I'll probably go for 5 since we've got a long ways to go. And then I'll do a second climb, and my second climb I'm trying to get to 45,000 feet, so I want to be above the cons and give myself room to move above the cons.
So you wait your 1.5 Mach 1.5 and then you climb.
Yeah. You can start climbing around Mach 1.4 and you'll still accelerate, but for like optimal acceleration, you want to go for 1.5.
That's a nice private lesson, thank you. Okay.
Yep. Alright, Mach 1.5, I'm going to climb again. I'm going to put my wings at 7 degrees, which should put my vector around 5. And you'll notice we'll actually continue to gain speed in the climb. This is because we're
So
well beyond
vector around 5, you see, yeah?
Yeah, vector around 5.
Okay.
And then we're aiming for like 40,000.
And if we had started before the climb, it would decelerate in the climb.
Yeah, if you start at say 1.2, you might decelerate in this climb because part of your plane is not over the Mach speed yet.
Yeah.
But if you started at like 1.4, you should actually accelerate in the climb. And I'm noticing I'm starting to lose speed, so I'm going to gently roll off, like very gently. And I'm aiming to be wings level, so vector at 0 at 45,000 feet. In a combat environment, I will climb to whatever makes me the highest plane on the whole server. So if there's an enemy F-16 at 48,000 feet, I want to be higher than them, I'll go for 50,000. But otherwise, you're comfortable dropping off at like 45.
Are you turning a little bit left as well or not?
Yeah, I'm sort of gently turning left, so we're getting a lot of calls for like 150, and I'm not picking up any targets. They're at 80 and 90 miles respectively.
I am at 45,000 Mach 1.6, so vector level.
Yep. So I'd go ahead and convert some of our speed into a slight turn. Let's go ahead and turn for 160. And we're kind of scanning to see if we can pick people up here in TWS. They should start showing up around 80.
I have something around 80, yes, I do.
Okay. Can you describe what condition your radar's in right now? So what's your altitude, what's your range?
TWS scanning from 0 to 53.
Okay, 0 to 53.
Dropping out. And I see they're at Angel 15.
Okay,
A couple of that I see. I see 2 at Angel 15 and a bunch of others as well.
Okay. I'm picking up things at Angels 1, so these are the Su-25s. I'm gonna ignore
Thank
them
you.
and see if I can pick up the MiG-29s here. Or sorry, Su-27s.
I can lock them already, you say, the other one, no?
Yeah, so if you single target, sorry, if you TWS lock them, they should not hear you. If you single target track them, they will see you and they will probably turn to fire on you. So just a warning. Alright, cool. The Su-25s are starting to show up.
So I have 4 targets at Angel 15 and selected in TWS.
Perfect. So,
And you are way higher than me, I think. How high are
oh
you?
yeah, sorry, I lost control of my plane. I'm at 47,000.
I'm at still at 45, but I'm gaining on you. Shall I climb a little? I can climb to you. I'll climb a little bit.
Okay. I would say you don't necessarily have to. So right now, if you notice, all of their vectors are pointed away from us, so we don't want them to
Yes.
disappear off scope, so I'm going to turn into them, and I'm going to go pure pursuit. So I'm going to put them... I want the first one that I'm launching at to end up in the center of my screen. If they start pointing towards us, we don't want to do this, and one of them actually is turning on
The one to the left.
Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and launch on that guy.
I've been launched.
Yep.
So I can just launch as well. How do you select to launch on the guy?
Just press your launch button and it'll cycle through the targets. So I was able to launch on 3. One of them went cold to me.
So I have fired 4 missiles. Let's see. And I have been launched, so I will disengage 90 degree or whatever. How do you?
So you
How
want to
should I?
disengage to put them on the edge of your radar scope. So you'll turn to 60 degrees until it goes pitbull. So you see T3, 2, 1. Okay, now mine has gone fully pitbull. Now you're going to pull to 90 degrees. So you want them off your scope. Turn to 90 degrees.
I did not understand what you said. I have to say.
It's all good. So I got one killed, and I'm mainly just diving and popping countermeasures right now. I'm just trying
I'm
to
dead.
keep the fight.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There should be air start spawns on Cyprus. So if you want to take one of those.
Yeah, I didn't understand a word that you were saying, and I asked you how do I know and how do I do. You said some words.
Yeah.
They had no meaning to me. Really no meaning to me. So.
Okay, we have a couple options. Do you want to pause the server? Is that possible?
I don't know what happened. I think I can, yes. But you said there is. I think I can. I don't know what happens if I press this.
Okay, that paused it. Perfect. Okay, let's do a new whiteboard. Do you want to switch to my screen real quick, and we can talk?
Yeah, I will.
We can talk timelines.
I see your screen.
Okay. Alright, I don't know how to get.
I had a beep 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 telling me that I was launched at, and that's where I did nothing against that, and I died.
So let's talk BVR timelines. So we're gonna have us here. So we're in a 2-ship. We're gonna be in perfect formation, which is not reality, but and then we have our enemy 4-ship, and they're gonna be over here, flying this way. So I'm using the Russian symbols here. Okay, so we're out scanning. Both of our radars are to the left, and we're scanning like this 60-degree cone, right? So yours is here, mine's here, and we see these enemies. And I'm gonna use blue here to designate where our enemies are going. So at the very start of that fight, these 3 guys had a vector that was in this direction. Okay, apparently this is rainbow. Interesting. And then this guy's vector started in this direction, and then eventually he turned hot to us. So his nose was now pointed towards our direction. When we are going into a firing solution, so I'm just going to show the 1v1. This is pure pursuit. So both of these guys, their noses are pointed at each other. Our flight vectors are in the same direction here. This is the minimum distance a missile can be between the two of us. So like if you were to measure this distance here, this would be 40 miles. What we can do to increase the distance the missile has to go is we can enter into what's called a crank. So we can, on our scope, put someone as far as our radar will allow onto the right side of the scope. So here is our radar window. If we turn to the left here, so if this is our new vector, we can keep them on the side of the scope. And now their missile, instead of flying 40 miles in a straight line, their missile now has to fly in a curved line, trying to intercept where we will be by the time that the missile gets there. So
you turn left in this case, and you put the scope on the right, and you keep the guys as far on the right as possible for the scope.
Yep. So yeah. So now our plane is facing here, and their missile has to pull a ton of lead immediately. And then what we're gonna do, and let's see if I can draw this. In order to optimize our chance of hitting, we want to be firing in this head-on condition, and we want them to be firing in this condition. Well, these two scenarios are fighting one another, right? To fire in head-on, we're putting their missile more likely in this position. So we can maintain this crank until we get close enough to where we want to fire. And then you're going to do a hard pull across their nose. And right here, when they're on the center of our radar scope, so I'm usually just staring at the radar during this pull, I will fire my missile. So my missile leaves the rail, and now it's got the minimum distance that it can to get to them. And then I'm going to keep pulling in this direction. So now what does their missile have to do? So we were over here. He fires. It's got to go all the way here to try and intercept us because it's trying to go where we're going to be. And then as we do this pull, their missile has to turn around and come all the way across to try and hit us. So we're trying to like maximize the distance that missile has to travel, and we're going to kinematically defeat it, while our missile only has to do this short little leg of the trip. So this is called...
You said that you fire when your head's on.
Yeah.
So during the fire,
as best
the
you
turn.
Can. Yep. Yeah. So basically, I try and keep the enemy in this like corner of my radar. So on the B scope, I've got the enemies here they're in this little line. I'm keeping them all the way over here as best I can. The lead enemy I want on the edge of my screen as best I can. And then what I will do is I will pull, so the timeline, they're all moving this direction, so they're getting closer in range. And then I move until they're in an arrangement that looks like this on my screen. And realistically, we've got this one locked, so it's the like little arrow thing that looks something like that. And then I keep pulling, and I reset them, so they started on the left end of my screen. I keep pulling until they're here. They're on the right end of my screen now. And in this way, even if they launch at me, the chance that they're able to hit me with their missile is very low. Because if they launch here, their missile has to go, this whole S curve in order to hit me when I just did this, when I do this maneuver. The other thing to pay attention to, so while you're doing this, I mean, it's a lot to pay attention to, and this is why, like you said, you heard nothing because, you're focusing on the RWR. So on your HUD, on the left side, below your missile, so you've got the A4C, our Mach, so we were, Mach 1.6, so we're helping our missile. Right below this, you'll see a T, a number, so like 12, and then another number, like 35. So this is showing that your missile is still being guided by you. So your missile, while it's being guided by you, you have to keep that lock as best you can. Technically, an AIM-120C, it will continue to fly to the last location that you had a lock, and it can reacquire someone and still kill them. But for the best chance of killing your opponent, you want to drive it until this number goes to 0. So
So which number? Because there is a little lag when you speak and
Oh,
the screen
yeah.
that I see on Twitch. So the 12 on your okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So right below your like your speed is a number, and this number should be counting down very rapidly. The smaller of these two numbers here, so this first number, this is the time to pitbull. So pitbull is when an AIM-120C takes over and is under its own guidance. So I'm holding the enemy on the edge of my screen until this number hits 0. As soon as they hit 0, then I'm going for 90 degrees. So here in this timeline, I fired here. I'm trying to keep them at 60 degrees, so I'm probably at this vector. And then as soon as I'm pitbull, I'm trying to notch. So I'm turning to 90 degrees, or even I'm going cold, depending on how far away I am. I'm doing whatever I can to defeat the missile at that point.
So you go on the other side, respect with where you were going. You were
Yep.
going on the left, for example, and you turn right 90 degree. So
Yeah.
in
So if you have the enemy on the left, I'm crossing. So here in this scenario, so the one we just did, the enemy was on our left. So my plane, I'm keeping them on the left, and then I turn into them. So now, if my plane's here, they're on my nose. And then I keep turning to the left. So I'm trying to eventually, I want to be cold to them so that their missile can't hit, and I want to be gone. So I turn to the left and I keep going to the left, and now the enemy is on the right of me. And I try and keep them on my scope until my missile is pitbull as best I can. As soon as my missile is pitbull, I'm full defensive. So I'm diving down, I'm trying to notch whatever missiles they've sent at me, I'm popping countermeasures, and I'm going cold. So those are all the ways that you can kind of increase your survivability in this case.
okay.
Do you remember, was it an R27R or an R27ET that hit you? I'm guessing it was okay.
I cannot remember, but I think you should have it in the
Yeah,
in the
let's
chat.
see if it says.
I'll go back to DCS as well.
Okay, R27ET. So this is something sneaky that Red 4 has, is they have the IRST lock. This allows them to launch heat seekers, like ultra long range heat seekers. These do just slap me on occasion. When I first set up this mission, I absolutely got slapped by an ET. So don't feel bad about dying to that. That's literally what happened to me the first time I ran this. The best thing that you can do, like I said, go cold, drop lots of flares. Hopefully it goes for the flares instead of you. But the whole...
because it's a radar guided IR long range missile.
Yeah.
Nice thing.
On a lot of modern servers, you won't have to worry about R27ETs. You know, they might be restricted to R27ERs or something. But everything I said still applies in terms of, you know, we want to guide their missile in front of us and away from us, and we can do that by doing this crank maneuver. The last thing I'll say is this crank maneuver works very well in a one-on-one. It doesn't, or in a like one versus a formation. It starts to break down when, you know, if your scope looks like this, and there's an enemy here, and an enemy here, and an enemy here, and one here in the center, like, you can't really crank on all of these simultaneously. So that is another reason why I try and fit the whole fight on just one side of my screen. So what does that mean? It means we might not see this guy and this guy, because we're going to move to where our radar screen only sees the left two most contacts. And this is one of the ways that you can sort of guarantee a crank. So we want it to look something like this. So we might be pure pursuit on the rightmost enemy on this left screen. So now he's here in the center, and then this guy is off to the left of our screen.
Yeah.
And then it also depends. Like, if this guy's vector, so if we've got these guys locked in TWS, if this guy's going into a notch from us, he's not a threat to us. He probably is focused on someone, a friendly that's out over in this direction. We can potentially ignore him, and we want to focus mainly on this guy. Because if he's the one that's hot to us, then we care a lot more about him. So these are all things you sort of get over time, and it's like you do have to just get shot down a couple of times while going through this process. Okay.
Yeah, a couple of times. Okay.
If
I can
let's
yeah.
see.
I'll reset. I'll unpause the server.
Yeah, there's still Su-25s alive. If you want to spawn on one of the air start planes, the ones that are over Cyprus, you can see if we can pick them, or if you can pick up the Su-25s. And these should be less of a threat. And then I'm going to fly towards Cyprus to see if I can rejoin you, but I don't.
So it's a shutdown. You call them shutdown. Okay.
Yeah, I called them shot down because I figured if someone got shot down, this is what they would want to respawn. Okay, there actually is an Su-27 chasing me, so I'm going to go into a defensive dive here.
Look at Sanderson where I am. Okay, I'm there. Yeah, you.
Uzi 1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 080440 at 1,500 knots.
Oh, that ocean is coming up. Okay, we're good.
Uzi 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra.
Alright, I'm in a 2-circle with an Su-27, so if you can try and pick us up, you may be able to launch on him.
So I am at 42,000 feet. I'm at 1.1 and accelerating. And I don't have anything on scope at the moment.
Uzi 1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group
So I'm in TWS. This is good, no?
Yeah.
And I'm going in the direction of the Brackle. Right. I have been launched out from the Su-29 actually.
Interesting.
So I will brake in this case. So I go down and I flare like a crazy guy, no?
He got me.
So maybe it was on you and not on me.
I think it was on me. I don't know why it was giving you a notification. But... Oh, you probably were hearing my Twitch stream.
I'm not hearing you. I've muted
okay.
the stream.
I don't know.
No, I mean, don't worry. I will die soon because of that, and this is it. Let's see if I can. So what's the range again of the?
So let's see.
I'll fire one or two of them.
Yeah,
So
I would recommend one. Basically, you don't want to fire two from the same firing solution, because if they're gonna dodge one, they'll dodge both. But you can fire multiple on the same target as long as you're in different firing solutions. So right now he's kind of notching you, so he might accidentally notch these missiles. He's 147 for 40, so those would be, I would consider those like max range missiles. Your chance of them landing is low, but non-zero.
Now I'm trying to keep him on the right of my scope, as you said.
Yep.
Now lost him. I've lost him.
Yeah. So he's fully notched on you. So your scope may lose him. The one downside of the F-15 radar, it is very susceptible to notches, and because we don't have because we don't have data link, it will just totally disappear off your scope. So now he's cold from you, so you may be able to switch to medium PRF and
I've
get a better
switched
chance
to
of hitting.
medium, and I think I am locking. I won't lock him because if I lock him, he will know, huh?
Yeah, yeah. You might just want to watch his bar. Um,
So he's about 30 miles, no? This is correct for me.
yeah, if you're on a 40-mile scope and he's at your
The
third
first bar.
range, that's 30 miles.
Yeah, yeah. What's his altitude? I'm losing him.
Go ahead and lock him because it might cause him to turn hot. He's
Could
turning
I
cold again.
cannot lock him again. Okay, I'm in TWS. I can TWS lock him.
Okay.
Where do I see the range that he is? Is really only the radar telling it, or is there something else that tells me the range of
I
the
think
guy?
it's just the lines on the scope. Um, oh, when you have a lock on the right side of your HUD, it will also show you the range and closure rate.
Okay, range 22. But he's cold on me, so I should not launch like that.
Yeah, yeah. If you look at your launch bars, you should see that R1 and R2 are practically on top of each other when he's cold.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and they're I'm very far away from that, so yeah.
yeah.
Nonetheless, I am just chasing him right now.
Yep. I would also, you probably spawned with bags. I would go ahead and ditch those just so you can speed up.
The bags.
Okay.
Bag ditch.
So on the right side of your screen, I finally was able to get him locked. And I've just got him in single target track, so he knows I'm locking him and he may maneuver to make an adjustment for that. You should see an R. That is your range to your opponent. So R26 for me.
Yeah.
And then M 35 seconds, that's your time to intercept. So that's like if you launched a missile right now, how long would the missile take to reach you?
So so I could launch on him or not.
You could launch. It will not likely hit because we're not actually in perimeters. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get fast and follow him. So I'm like Mach 1.3 because he's maneuvering. I'm gonna move
Mach
him to the left of my
1.7
screen
almost.
to do like a slight intercept profile. If you're Mach 1.6, you may actually be able to get in range of him. I might not.
I am in the firing solution right now. So
Okay, if you're in the firing solution, go ahead and rip one off.
Because
Okay, he's turning.
he noticed my missile
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, I see you. He's turning hot.
I think I
and-
killed him.
Yep, I think you killed him because he just disappeared on
Yeah.
my scope.
Just
Sweet.
killed, yeah.
All right, are there
Nice,
any?
my first kill. Okay.
Yeah.
And
All right, now I think we can reset because all the Su-25s are also dead. They all died to the Roland.
yes, let's reset.
Okay.
Okay, I'm starting to understand something.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in actually.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing a lot of management because you're managing your speed, you're managing your closure rate, you're trying to do the crank, you're trying to adjust your radar, you're trying to get locks and keep them. So there's a lot to think about for such a simple plane. Like you think, okay, I'm just going to go, I'm going to get the lock, and I'm going to launch whenever. But that's not really the case. You're playing like a psychological game with your enemy while you're doing all of this. Where it's like, okay, have they launched? What do I need to do to counter their launch? What are my plane conditions, etc. And that's to me actually what makes modern kind of fun. Like I know people bag on Airquake, and it can get boring, but there's also a lot of like mental to the game, in a very different way than like BFM.
I think it's very interesting. It's difficult. It's another. It's not the shooty pew pew like you do in the in a in a warbird. No,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah, it's different than Warbirds. It's very different than Cold War. It's got its own unique appeal.
server closed, you can join.
Okay, I think I'm in. Gonna try a different plane here.
Airfield 2, cleared for startup.
Go to the runway.
Airfield 2, cleared to taxi to runway 5. Springfield 1, cleared to taxi to runway 5.
Yeah, it's very interesting because the whole flight out is very slow, right? You're pushing, and you're just trying to build situational awareness on your radar. You're trying to find where the targets are and pick them up. And then once you have the lock, you're at 40 mile to like 20 mile timeline. Everything is accelerated. It's very fast. And a huge part of that is we're moving very quick. We're at Mach 2 by the time we get to that point. And so it's like you've got to have some of these things drilled. So like, the crank is it just comes into my brain.
Which
as,
which side of which side of the runway are you taking?
Do you mind if I take left this time?
Yeah, that's good. It was just because we were one in face of the other, and
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine how to cross that situation. So you actually answered right to my question.
Perfect.
That was the answer I was hoping from you.
I think I'm lined up. So I'm gonna idle and then gently on the brakes. And stop. Okay. Okay, rolling to 85. Release brakes. Full throttle.
85, release brakes, full throttle.
100, stick back. 150,
100,
lift.
stick back.
Wheels up.
150, lift, hoopla, and wheels up. That was a little aggressive, but I did. Level up, level off.
Level off. Switching to BVR mode so I can see my Mach on my HUD.
Yeah, I really don't want to be one of the guys living right in this building. Yeah.
Yeah, Mach 9 is still going to be very loud. We're probably violating some rules doing this, but it's a full-on scramble, so, Alright, I'm Mach 9.79, so I'm going to climb pretty aggressive here. I might go like 40 degrees to slow down a bit. This is still my favorite part of the flight.
So the goal is stay 0.9, really 0.9, and not more than that.
Yeah. 0.9 for as long as you can.
Okay, I have to pitch down a little in this case because I was
totally fine. Yeah, I went to 0.85, so I've also got to pitch down a bit. I don't know how specific it is to be exactly 0.9 Mach, but this is a profile I stole from a video, and it's very good for gaining altitude. Same if if you've gone cold from a fight and you want to gain altitude to recommit, hit that 0.9 and climb up, and you're at 30,000 feet. I mean, literally, we're at 30,000 feet. We took off 30 seconds ago. So it's a very good way to.
No, it's incredible. I think I've never achieved such a climb. Oh, there you are.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I'm also leveling out quite aggressively now. I'm leveling out a little short because I was slow the whole time, so I'm at.
Yeah, me too. I'm 0.87 right now.
Okay.
I'm on your right. But this time I'm not that far away.
Sweet. Okay, we just had a bra call, but mentally I kind of missed it because I was focused on my own stuff.
Overlord 1-1, Springfield 1.
So I will say this climb maneuver works for any afterburning jet, supposedly, and it'll put you at whatever your max climb altitude is.
F-16 as well?
Yeah, F-16 as well. you'll be at a different altitude. Like your plane will start to lose speed at a different location. But the general principle behind the climb is very similar.
But now you are accelerating, no? Because you are leveled off.
Yeah, I've leveled off, so I'm gonna rotate to. So they're saying 196, but I think it's 196 from Bullseye. So I'm gonna rotate to 180, and then we'll wait for a bra call here. Yeah, 171. So I'm gonna go for 180, and we'll see if we can pick him on the scope with that. Like I said, I'm trying to keep the fight on the left side of the screen.
172 for 160 at 15,000 knots.
7.5. I think because I was following you. Actually.
Yeah, sorry, I went
Yeah,
to 175. Let's just stay
no,
there.
it's good.
Yep.
I'm almost in formation with you. I'm not very far away.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's the other nice thing about this fight profile is like my stick's just all the way forward. As long as you're flying with the same plane, like it's very hard for us to lose distance from one another. So next part, while we're trying to get closer, get them in radar range, we're gonna pick up some more speed. So I'm gonna go to my slight dive. So I go wings level, vector to wherever it lands, 2 to 3 degrees. And we've actually already passed transonic. I'm at 1.22, but I'm gonna go to I'll go to 1.4 this time before the climb.
Yep.
Enfield 2, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group.
In theory, you can skip the secondary climb. The nice part is it gets you out of the cons. The downside is being at that super high altitude. Their missiles also have an extended range on them. So, things to be aware of. Checking my fuel, we've burned 5,000 pounds. So sounds about right. 1.4, I'm going to do my 7-degree climb again. So, vector to 5, wings 7.
Enfield 2, Overlord 1-1, 168 for 120 at 15,000 knots. Enfield 2, Overlord 1-1, Bra 169 for 120 at 15,000 knots.
I don't see anything on the radar.
Yeah. Right now, 120 is a bit far. You'll start picking things up. For some reason on contention, I actually pick things up farther than I have been in this mission. I can usually start to see things around 120 on contention.
Okay, I don't know, maybe because it's a player planes is different, who knows?
Yeah, it could be, it could also be that we're doing look down, and on contention sometimes people are up at this altitude, and so it's easier to see them and look up than look down.
At 15,000 knots.
Mach 1.39 and I'm 42, 43 now.
Let's go ahead and level out at 45, so vector level.
Enfield 2, Overlord 1-1, Bra 153, 490 at 1,500
You may need to
knots.
tap your trim like once or twice, because we're going so fast that the plane
Enfield
might
2,
naturally want
Overlord
to go a little
1-1,
higher.
pop-up group 155 for 100.
What's pretty
General,
much
the
trimmed
flyby
already.
mode.
It I had already trimmed, it was pretty neutral.
Yeah, I don't find I need to add a ton of trim to this, but I can sometimes use trim as like an auto flight mode. If I want to be in a slight descend, slight ascend.
Is there an autopilot or not in this thing?
There is an autopilot. I have it bound. I never use it, but you absolutely can use it if you just want it to be wings level for you. I think you
I
can.
mean,
It has a.
I'm not. Yeah.
It has a heading maintain, an angle maintain, and I think a speed maintain. It has like 3 separate modes. But generally, I find it's such a stable platform that I don't really need to do that.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling the need about that anyway.
Yeah. With it being
You
fly-by-wire,
are
it's just gonna
lower
be...
than me now. I'm a 45, but you're a little bit lower.
Yeah, I'm at like 44, 45, 43.75.
Coming slowly down to you.
Okay, I'm starting to see my first contacts. It's probably the SU-25s and
See
SU-27s.
one at Angel 1, yes.
I'm gonna switch my scope to 80 because they're all within that range. And I will lock the rear two if you want to get the front two.
These are the I only see the SU-25, I think.
Okay, wait until you see the 27s then.
I only see the one at Angel 1 at the moment.
Okay.
I'm in TWC. I don't see you anymore. Where are you?
I've accidentally climbed a bit, but I am going to start slowly rotating towards pure pursuit, so I'm going to try and put them on the center.
Okay, I see them now. Okay.
Okay. I would recommend, since none of them are facing us, to go pure. So we don't want them to fall off our scopes.
Which one should I take? Which one do I take?
Front two.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little ahead of you, so I'm going to take the rear two, and I'll let you take front two.
Yeah.
And then I'm putting them on the center of my screen because they might accidentally notch us here. In fact, I actually lost one, so yeah, I lost two.
What does mean the scope that gets bigger?
So the scope growing is showing like you're getting closer to being within missile range. So once it takes up your full screen, that's another indication that you can fire. It's basically, it's a simulacra for
I've
your
been launched
range.
that, so I will launch.
Okay. I have not
And I will
gotten in parameters. I am being painted by something.
We'll go this time. So I break right in this case.
Yep. And then I would also use countermeasures plug. Okay, I'm in range. Something else showed up on my scope, so I'm gonna stop here. So I'm putting them on the right side of my scope.
So when the T is 0, I can just break, no?
Yep. When T is 0, go hold 100%, and if you get a missile warning, put that on your 399. So
399. What do you mean 399? I have damaged one and I have killed one.
Okay. Excellent.
Or maybe I've shot 2 times at the same one. That's possible.
Alright,
I'm cool.
did not kill either of them.
No, I killed 2 of them. Okay, I killed
Damage one.
okay,
I'm
so
recommitting to mine because I don't think their missile is tracking. Yep, I just saw it actually fly over
I'm
my head.
dodging my bags and I'm recommitting as well.
Okay, I think they are all dead, so now we get to hunt the SU-25.
This was really nice.
Yeah. That's
That's
like,
actually really
that is the
fun.
ideal case.
Yeah, thank you for but the theory just before you're really explaining it very well. I have to say because it was really I really just did exactly what you explained and actually it works. That's nice. So what do I see? Now I suppose that this here it's you.
Yep. So yeah, if you lock me, it should put an X on my on the square that's in your HUD. So there are 2 SU-27s flying towards, SU-25s left flying towards Basa al-Assad. So we can try and get them before the Roland does. I would recommend switch to your aim 7, so you can see what it's like to fire one of those.
M7 is the M. Yeah?
Yep,
Yes,
M7M.
And where are they? Where am I? I completely lost my track of where I am. So I'm looking at the map. Okay.
Okay, so you are facing the land. They're between you and Basa al-Assad. And they're low.
I've seen on the map.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So I have one of them
something like
locked.
that.
Are they going to survive? Nope, one of them got shot down by the Roland. So I'm gonna let you kill this one unless the Roland kills it. Nope, the
I don't
Roland killed it.
see. I don't. I don't see him on
there's one
scope
more.
anyways. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I've got them locked.
go for it.
I'll go for it. I'm diving in. I'm about Mach 1.
I'm trying with med. That's better, no? Because they are cold on us.
I think the Roland's gonna get it before I do, but we'll see. Yeah. And it got slapped.
Enfield 2, Overlord 1-1, merged.
Damn. I put too many Sams down.
I wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
So I will. I'm burning fuel like crazy. I will.
Yeah,
reduce.
so now that the fight's over, so your picture's clean, you want to go somewhere, return home. Bingo fuel is 2,500. That won't get you very far, but you can back down to mill, climb back to altitude. Or what we can do is we can practice landing here at Basal al-Assad, which would probably be my recommendation.
Yes, practice landing at Basar al-Assad. Okay.
Okay.
So I see
So-
you down. So you're pretty down. Down.
Yeah, I'm almost on the deck. I'm actually pretty close to being within landing formation here, but I'll orbit at Basal for a sec because I've got half fuel still.
Yeah.
Oh, I still have my bags on. That's why. I just
So yeah, I can do I can enter a right pattern on Basar al-Assad.
Okay.
I
So
think.
landing, I'd like to be in navigation mode. You lose your Mach, but you don't really care about Mach. You care about your actual speed. This plane lands pretty slow. You'll want to be around 150 to like 130 to land. And generally what my goal is to put my vector at about 3 degrees on the tip of the runway. And then you want to adjust your AOA to get it to be about 20 degrees, 21 degrees is the ideal. And your AOA will
20,
show up
you
when
said
you get slow
20,
enough.
20 degrees AOA
Yeah.
and
20
vector 3 degrees vector down.
Yep, 3 degrees vector down on the tip of the runway, 20 degrees AOA. So as I'm coming around here, I'm in full idle. Your afterburners are huge, so you can save yourself from a lot. So I just go full idle in this plane. I'm at about 300. I need to be below 250 to get my wheels down. So I'll do full flaps. If I was at 400, I would probably also do full air brakes, but because I'm at about 250 right now, I'm just going to do flaps. And I'm going to keep rotating, find the airfields. I'm going to use the rotation to bleed my speed here. And I'm just trying to keep my nose up to keep that vector at 3 degrees. That's sort of our on speed. All right, I'm hitting 250, so now I'm going to do wheels down.
What do you use as a downwind pattern altitude with this plane?
I've got a switch for my wheels, and that's what I use on every plane.
No. What is your the altitude that you're using in the pattern before on the
Oh,
downwind?
altitude? I don't pay
Something
attention
like-
to altitude because I'm a bad pilot.
Okay.
I think in theory, like 1500 is a good altitude, but I honestly I will like dive below the line and then make sure that my 3 degrees is at the tip of the runway. And then I'll kind of catch up and intercept with it. So right now my AOA is 21, 22. My vector is below 3 degrees, so I'm throttling up. And I'm going to try and get my vector back to where I want it. Okay, it's back to where I want. I'm at the correct AOA. I'm a little high and I'm not on center, so I'm going to fight for center and throttle back a bit. I'm going to pop my
So you
air
said
brakes.
130 touchdown, something like that.
Yeah, as low as you can. You can land this plane a little fast if you need to. Okay, right now my sync rate is pretty bad, so yeah, I'm at 150. I'm a little fast, and I'm not liking this approach, so I might See, I might land long, but I might also just blow through. Okay, yeah, I'm too high. So I'm gonna blow through, I'm gonna close my brakes, gear up, pop in the burners, flaps up, and I'm back to 300. So I'm much
Okay.
lower. Feel free
We
to...
don't have parachutes in this thing, huh?
Yeah, we do not have parachutes. The recommendation is to air brake, so when you land at 130, you're gonna keep your nose pretty high.
Like in the F-16. Okay.
Yeah. So you're gonna, right as you come into land, you move your vector from 3 degrees to the horizon, and at 20 degrees AOA, your wings are gonna be super high. So you're gonna turn into a giant air brake. And then I also will pop my nose brake, and you're just trying to keep the nose in the air as long as possible and gently set it down, and then you can just slam on the brakes. The brakes on this are huge, they'll be able to handle whatever speed you land at. I've landed this plane very long, like I've landed in the last half of a runway, and still been fine. I'm sure a crew chief or someone would yell at me, but in a sim it doesn't matter as much.
So you said gear down is 250.
Yeah, gear down is 250.
And flaps down?
Yep, full flaps. I don't even know if there are half flaps in this plane.
So I'm at 200, and 200 is good for the start of the dive, or
Yeah,
what
not
do you
bad.
look?
If you're not comfortable with your AOA, you can pop your air brakes to get off that last 50, but 200 is not a bad starting spot.
So I'm in idle at 200. AOA is 17, something like that, and I'm a little aggressive on the dive, but I think it's
yeah,
it's
I
manageable.
think you're fine. I don't see you, but I'm gonna trust that you're there.
So I'm landing on the right one.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're somewhere out here.
$150 is too much, huh? You say for
Yeah, that I would probably pop
Yeah.
your air brakes. You can land at 150. It'll just be fast, and you probably won't be at 3 degrees. You might be at like 1 or 2 degrees.
Around 30. Oops, that was aggressive. That was a little harsh. Yeah, it's really a nice air brake, this thing. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, she air brakes very well. It's not the smoothest land. I found the F-18 was a lot easier to land than the F-15. But that's not to say this plane won't treat you well if you follow the rules.
Springfield 1, taxi to parking area.
I'm out of the runway clear.
Okay. Got a slightly overly aggressive sink rate here, but I'm gonna see if I can flare it in and make it work. I think I can. So I'm at 3 degrees and 20 AOA. Pull up slightly here. This is a little aggressive. I might slam my gear. Yeah, bonk. Not perfect, but I'm down. And I'm just holding the nose, letting my speed drop around 100. My nose comes down, and on the brakes. And I do find this plane, the nose wheel steer is a little aggressive on landing, so, I might roll. Nope, we're good, okay. I probably should one of these days bind my actual nose wheel steer to get it down. There you go.
Yeah, nice, really nice.
Alright, I have one more
So
thing I can share with you, but I can't do it on this server.
Okay.
If you want, or we could call it there if that's too much. I know it's been an hour and a half.
Oh, I mean, I only have to work tomorrow, but yes, let's go on.
All right.
You're going on this on contention.
So
you're
I would
no.
actually. So we'll do the DCS Dogfighter server. And
Yes,
we're
look,
looking for, I believe it's server 2. So if you search Dogfighters or Dogfight,
One second, one second.
yeah,
Still
no worries.
looking at the dog.
Are their servers down right now?
I clicked on favorite only for some reason. UST dogfight, just dogfight. That one.
You know what? Their servers might be down at the moment. One sec. Let me check their Discord.
I have there is one that is just dogfight Caucasus. It's not the correct one, no?
Yeah. The correct one is DCS Dogfighters, and usually they have like 7 servers up.
Okay.
It's possible that they haven't updated because I did have an update on Saturday. Okay, I don't see anything in their announcements channel that the server should be down.
But it may not be the same version.
Yeah, it might be a version conflict.
I am version 2921.16552.
Yeah, I think I'm the same.
You see on the top left.
Yeah, 16552. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, change of plans. Do you want to restart your server, and we can just 1v1 on that?
Second. 1 second. Or we can just keep it and wait, I don't need to restart it. Actually, we
You're
can
still
just.
alive? Okay.
Yeah, it's still alive. It's just it's set up to pause when people are not there.
Gotcha. Okay.
We can take the one that are already in the air. Now, if you want to do the.
Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. So I'll take one of the air starts, and you can take the other. Okay, so we should be... Okay, you're slightly behind me. So I'm going to turn to 180. You should turn to 360 or like 00. And let's go... We want to go into a head-on with one another here. But in a second. Alright, so... Alright, I'm at 180.
Not yet.
Yeah, no worries.
I need some. I don't know how much I can pull on this thing when I'm like this.
Yeah, you'll start getting vibrations because we have bags on right now. We could actually ditch the bags.
Okay, 100 and ditching back.
And we're just gonna split until we're at maybe like 40 miles. I'll see if I can measure us here. Okay, we're at 11. Okay, the last thing I want to teach is the notch. And the easiest way to teach that is for us to do a BVR. And so we'll just launch and fire on friendly. Go ahead and get your radar configured while we're flying out. So BVR, radar on, TWS.
So BVR would be the large number 2 on the keyboard, no?
Yep.
That's that one. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Yeah, and I put.
I'm putting my scope at like 80 miles, and then we're up high, so I'm gonna keep our elevation relatively high. And then when we turn around, we'll make sure to reacquire one another. All right. Right now we are.
I am in TWS, but actually it's the vertical scope is very small. That's strange. And I'm aiming at 80 miles.
Yeah, I think it's just because you're not at 160. Although try lowering your elevation, and that should widen your scope. Okay,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
are
yeah.
at 32 miles, so go ahead and start turning around, and you're gonna face 180, and I'm gonna go to 360, and we should be facing each other.
I'm turning left.
Okay, I'm also turning left. And then neither of us should shoot until we are facing each other, and in fact, I'm just gonna talk through the timeline as we're coming to the merge. Okay. Oof, my plane is not happy.
Yeah, man, neither.
Okay. I see you. I'm at 0, 0. So go ahead and put yourself to where you're hot on me.
1 second.
Okay. Oof. So I'm flattening out.
Something like that should do it. Okay, see you.
Okay.
You're. I'm hot
oh,
on
I just
you.
lost
At
you. Nope. Okay. And you came
in
back up.
full head-on, yeah.
Okay. So we're both in a head-on. You'll notice that we are in range because we're both at extremely high altitude. So let's go ahead and enter a crank. So I'm going to try and put you on the left of my scope. I don't know if that's the left or the right of your scope, but we'll see here.
It's the left of my scope, and I do the same, no? In this
Yeah,
case.
yeah, do the same.
So I'll put you on the left of my scope.
Yeah. So you'll notice for both of us, while we were doing that, the like relative range that our missile could go went up. It didn't actually put us outside of parameters just because we're so high, but it did increase the range that our missile thinks it has to go.
Yeah.
So in the ideal 1v1, you want to go until our range is about 15 miles. And you'll notice you probably have to turn a little to keep me on scope.
Yeah,
and that's
I have
fine.
to,
And then our max range is actually kept decreasing here, in part because we're both cranking so hard. All right, at 15 miles, we're gonna turn and fire at each other, and you're gonna pull hard through that. So I'm at 15 miles, I'm turning to 90 degrees, I'm pulling hard. As soon as you get to the center of my scope, I'm gonna fire. Okay, you're in my R2.
fire, and I
My
continue
missile
to.
should be pitbull. It should be showing up on your screen, and I see yours.
Yeah, I
So you're
continue
gonna
to
continue to
crank
dive.
in the turn.
Yeah, and you can actually now
Dive.
go all the way to 90. So try and put that missile on your 3-9 line.
I'm dead.
Oh, you're
I'm
dead.
dead.
And
Left
I'm dead.
engine
All right, we
fire.
both got hit. I didn't pull
Right
hard enough.
engine fire.
All right,
Radar
let's do that again.
failure.
Nice. Yes. Nice.
All right. All right, we can see both of our cons. While we're splitting out, so I'm going to go 180, let's dive down to 30,000 feet so that the
Okay.
timeline looks a little more reasonable.
Oh, I almost stalled. Yeah.
Yeah, if you turn while in a dive, it's a little better.
Yeah. 35,000 you said?
Yeah,
30,000.
35 sounds good. We could go as low as 30 and it would be fine.
As you want. I mean, it's just to know.
Let's go
Oops,
30.
over 30. Okay.
And then I'm going 180.
I have to eat bags as well.
Yeah, ditch bags, and then set your radar up. So we can probably just do a 40-mile scope, but I'll leave mine in 80 so it's easier to see you. I actually overdove, so I'm gonna pick my altitude
Yeah,
back up here.
meet you. I'm at 29.
Okay. And then I'll go.
So
back
I
to
I
measurements.
keep you on my left. Okay.
Yep.
When I am at 15 miles, I turn onto you. So
Yep.
I turn left in this case.
Yep.
I fire, and
Yep.
when I see T0, I continue to turn, or I can continue to turn even when I fire. No, I fire. I
Yep.
can already turn.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can continue to turn until I'm on the other side of your scope. And then you wait till T is 0, and then you can go 90 degrees. and we're trying to notch each other at that point. All right, let's see, what's our distance? We are now 32. I want to go all the way out to 40, so let's count to like 20.
It's 40 now.
Okay, go ahead and turn around.
Yep.
Try not to lose too much speed. Ideally, you do want to be over Mach 1. Feel free to
I am at
dive a bit if you need to. Don't worry about your
I am at
elevation.
1.6. I think it's not bad.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, my throttle didn't register, so I'm actually at 0.9. So you should have an advantage in this, but we'll see. Okay, I over-rotated. TWS. Okay, I've got you locked, and then I'm going to put you on the left side again, so let's keep doing left to left.
Don't see you.
Okay,
Okay, see you.
I'll level out for a sec.
Locked. No. Lost you again. Locked. Okay, I have you locked.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and rotate, so I'm trying to put you... Do I have the wrong thing? It says you're going cold to me now. Yeah, I have the wrong thing. I must have one of our bodies. Unlock. Unlock all. Do you still have me? Yeah. Nope.
I don't know what I have. I have something right in front of me, but I think it's not you neither, no?
Yeah, I think it might be our bodies.
Okay,
Alright, I think I
nice.
have
So
you now. You're on the like far right of my scope.
it should be. I have 3 contacts. Yeah, that's difficult now.
Yeah.
This one should be you, I think.
Yeah, I think this is you. I'm diving, so you should see my altitude going down.
Where do I see your altitude again?
On the left side of the screen, there's a little bar. It says 26.6 for me. So are you at 26,000?
25, yes.
Okay. So I've got you locked now. We're in 12 miles, so I'm gonna pull and fire.
It just lost you. Come on.
Alright, my missile is instantly pitbull, so I'm pulling all the way through. And there's your missile.
I'm dead.
Okay.
I'm dead.
So I'm gonna try and notch your missile here. So I'm gonna continue to dive.
Left
and
engine fire.
I missed it.
Right engine fire.
Alright, we both died again.
Radar failure.
Let's go even lower. This is not working as well as it did. The DCS Dogfighter server has a BVR arena. I think it starts at like 7,000 feet. So it's a little easier to notch. So I'm going 180 in a dive. Or I'm trying to. So I'm trying to put your missile on my 3-9 line so that I can notch it.
When you say 3-9, that's the call out I don't get. So.
Oh, okay. So it's 3-9 is like, you know, when people call like on your 6, on your.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That case, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 3-9 is your 90
No, it's
degree
okay.
line.
It's a you meant a clock reference.
Yeah,
3-9.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Sorry. And then on your EWR, you see that little plus symbol?
Sorry, which altitude were we aiming for?
7,000?
7,000, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you're good. So the plus symbol on your EWR is you want to put the missile on the edge of that plus symbol. In order to make this easier, let's launch outside of optimal parameters, because I think that is part of where we're getting screwed. Alright, I'm at 7,000 and Mach 1.1, but I'm going away from you, so.
I have the very similar parameters.
Okay. And we can probably turn in closer because we're in much denser air. So 31. Let's go ahead and turn back in. So I'm going to head for 0, 0. Hopefully we don't pick up each other's bodies this time. And let's start in pure pursuit because I mainly want to train the notch more than anything, so we can avoid the crank portion of this.
Okay, 180. And I don't
think I
see. See you. Okay, see
Yep,
you.
7,000, head on. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fire as soon as we're at our max.
They lock you in. Do you see that? Do you have my lock or not?
Yep, I've got you locked, and I see you locking me. I don't know if you locked me in a single target track or...
Maybe in single. Yeah, I think I did it wrong. But okay, but
It's
yeah,
fine.
that's fine as well.
So I'm flying straight at you. As soon as I get to our max, I'm going to fire. I'm going to pull into the crank, and then as soon as I can, I'm going to go into pure pursuit. Or sorry, I'm going to go put your missile on the 3-9.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Alright, so entering max range.
Max range.
Shoot cube, fired.
Fire.
I lost lock. It's fine. Alright, so you want to dive to the earth and try and put the missile on your 3-9. And I would pop countermeasures while you're doing it. So I don't know if I'm going to do it here. Okay, your missile lost lock on me. Defeated. Pulling up and recommitting. Did the same happen for you, or did you get shut down?
Still have a missile lock on me.
Okay.
I think it's lost. I just want to see where you are.
So yeah, now I've switched to ACM mode, and I'm trying to pick you up within visual range, not on my radar. And if you pick me up, oh, I got you. Okay, firing. And cranking. Okay, you've got a lock on me.
Firing.
Okay, missile's out. Your missile is already pitbull.
I'm dead.
Yep.
I'm dead.
And
Left engine fire.
Alright, well,
Right engine fire.
yeah, I'm
Radar
not going to say it's
failure.
100% certainty, but
ACS
that is the
failure.
general mode for a 1v1. It worked better on the DCS Dogfighter server. You saw, well, actually, you did defeat the first missile, right?
Just a question. Where are you in USA?
Yeah, I'm in the US.
So and their server are also in the USA.
Yeah.
I don't know if server lag is an issue with missiles and stuff. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I can send you a video that I watched. Part of it I know is I wasn't fully getting to the notch on this every time, but it is a very powerful tool and it can work. See, I want to go to my playlists, and then I'll let you get off so you can go to work tomorrow because it's almost.
Don't worry for me. I'm not an early bird anyway.
Yeah, same.
Don't.
YouTube Shorts. I don't want to steal people's content. Playlists. There it is. Playlist F-15C tutorials. And.
But I have to say, really, thank you. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Yeah, nice to have organized this event.
Yeah, sorry, it was just
Yeah,
you.
really, it was-
Thank you for
yeah,
hosting
but
the server.
oh, I mean, for me, it was perfect. It was a a free private lesson of 2 hours. I mean, it's